Hey everyone, it's Jordan Collier here with the Storybook Wealth Builder channel, and today I wanted to do a video on the best free dividend tracker app. Now that might sound a little subjective, but I gave it an honest shot going through the App Store, downloading all kinds of different dividend tracker apps. But what I found was most had too many in-app advertisements, or you needed to pay a subscription right away. Or as a Canadian, the app would only allow me to search American companies, and I wanted to be able to have the best of all worlds. Free search of Canadian and American stocks at the same time, and no advertisements. And I thought I found that with the app called Stock Events. So that's what we're going to go through in this video. Is just to do a little bit of a tutorial and a review of this app. The reason I even bothered wanting to do a video on this was because it's been racking my brain a little bit before the making of this video of wanting to track my dividends. I use Yahoo Finance to track my holdings and to see those daily changes. But I didn't have an easy way of doing that with dividends. I had thought about doing an Excel spreadsheet, but I wanted something that I could check and load on the fly as I go throughout my daily activities. So anyways, that brings us to Stock Events. So in the App Store, if you happen to download it, you'll get this screen right away. Now there's already numbers here that I've already preloaded in, and we'll get to those in a moment. Now for the sake of this video, I'm really only going to be touching on the dividends and not so much on the holdings. There are a bunch of extra features in this video which I will allude to as it goes on. So in the home screen here, before we move on to dividends, there's two key spots I want to highlight. So with already preloading information into the dividends box there, you'll get a lot of upcoming news like earnings, ex-dividend dates, and dividends. So this is really great just again to see on the fly. You're opening in the morning. It acts as a good reminder of what might be happening for the day. Now this green highlighted bar at the top, I'm going to touch on in a minute. It just says invite a friend, get 5 watch list spots. Now, just remember that because that's going to be key in a moment here. So let's hit dividends. As you can see, it shows you the expected dividends you're going to make for all of 2021. And you have all these little, this bar graph that spans across the screen. Now the dark orange represents, of course, the amount of dividends that were earned in those months, whereas the shaded orange represent expected dividends. So keep in mind that when you enter in all your information, all your holdings, that as far as the rest of the year is, it really is just a ballpark. As it says, expected dividends for 2021. Now when you enter all your information, as we'll go over in a minute, it gives you this total for 2021. What I didn't realize or expect or really even ask for when I was going through the app was that if you enter in all your information for your dividends for 2021, you can now see how your dividends would have earned, what your dividends would have earned you back in 2017. So we'll hit that and we'll go along, hit 2018, 2019, bit of a dip in 2020, but then it roars back in 2021. I thought this little feature here is a really great example of how the compounding effect works. I know that's a word that we tentatively hear all the time, but to see it visually, it just goes to show you, as long as you continually are adding to your position, whether it be every 2 weeks, month over month, your dollar cost averaging, and then the expected growth every year of your dividends over time, you can expect greater and greater returns, obviously. But this was just a really good visual reminder for me about, sticking with this long term. For me, I'm very much in the buy and hold camp. I only buy dividends. Not to say I'm only always going to buy dividends, but that is my goal, is to have my money earning money, not just through capital appreciation, but also through dividend reinvestment, buying more into those same positions. Okay, so let's go through now all these stocks that I've preloaded in here. I own none of them. They were just sort of random ones, but I wanted to fill it up to the maximum of 15 spots. So for the free version of Stock Events, you get 15 free watch list slots. Now, there is a pro version of this app that you can buy on a subscription basis that gives you unlimited and some other analytics and other little neat features. So this is where we'll go back to the home page. Now, say you have more than 15 slots. Well, on this green highlighted bar, if you hit that and you hit invite friends now, that will prompt a custom URL in a text message that you can send to a friend or maybe someone in your family. And if they use that link to install the app, then you will get an additional 5 slots in your watch list, which again, good on the creators of the app to do that. They're really striking a really good balance between, enticing you to, maybe if you're curious about extra analytics, that you pay the subscription, but they give you enough stuff with the free version. And even with adding to the watch list, you don't have to. I would think that for most app creators, they would just immediately incentivize you to buy the pro version to get those unlimited amount of watch list spots. But they thought, well, we can go about another way, spread the good word about our app with the custom URL, sending it to other people. And I think that was really good. Now, if you wanted to see what you're going to make in specific months, you have one of two options. You can just simply click on any portion of the bar graph, and I'll show you all the dividends for each month. So as far as for the rest of the year, you're kind of going to have to add it up just on your own. You can also, beside, say, 2022 here, you have another small little bar graph, and it kind of gives you a more intuitive look at what you're going to be earning in each month. When you first download the app, this screen is going to be completely blank. So you can hit search, that little magnifying glass at the very bottom of the app. You would search, you would add to your watch list, and then you can hit, for instance, ABBV. Let's hit that. And then let's set the shares. Now you're going to have two options here, transactions and simple. If you just want to look at dividends, you hit simple. But if you want to use this app to track not just dividends, but also your holdings, to see it on a day-to-day basis, you can click add. It gives you, a number of shares, the date you bought it, and a price you bought it for. But for me, I don't need that function, as I use Yahoo Finance for that. So I'll click simple. Let's add 50 shares. Done. Confirm. Easy. And then at the top left corner, hit back. And there you go. It readjusts the expected dividends for 2021, and also changes what your portfolio would have done again in prior years based on that new entry. Now, if you wanted to name your watch list, in the top right hand corner, you'll see a red icon. You can hit that. With the prompt in the top right hand corner, hit the pencil, and in the naming bar, you hit the pencil again and you'll be able to change it. For me, it's super smash all the buttons of the like and subscribe variety. I know it's self-serving. I know it's cliche, but you know what? It actually really does help out the channel a great deal, and it allows me to see that there is, of course, growing interest in these topics and videos that I create. So thank you all for tuning in, and I'll see you all next time.